Hi, my name is J.R. Kahatol. I'm 21 years old, and I was raised in Glendale, California. I'm a student nurse attending Loma Linda University, and my background is Filipino, and I have a mother as a nurse in California.
Okay, so could you share to us your conversion story?
It's very interesting. My conversion story it all started in Southern California when I was invited through a flyer to this evangelistic effort meetings, and for the weekend. And at first I didn't think much of it. I was there just to get the food. And it's crazy how God works in mysterious ways, how He takes our intentions and makes it in a positive way. And at first I was a little skeptical, and so when my friend came, and my friend and I came to the church, we saw this food, and we really thought, okay, we're just going to eat and leave. And so we ate there, we sat down, we were able to see some of our friends that we recognized, and as soon as we were finished eating, we were just going to sneak out. But the guy who invited us, that gave me a flyer, told us, hey, stay here. Why don't you just stay with us to, for the Vespers. So we did, and thinking just another, program. When I first sat down, I noticed it was a young person who was up on stage. It was something different. And at that time I was going through some really rough times with relationships, and actually thinking, God really exists. And when I saw his presentation, he had a PowerPoint that says, does God exist? And at that time I was really nervous and really kind of confused as well, and what's going on. And so when I heard his presentation, he just talked about gave principles about why God exists. And so the next day he invited me to come, so I came early in the morning, and I wasn't used to going to church early, but he invited me to come, so I went there for Sabbath school. And for the divine service, he told me to sit with him. And at first I was going to sit in the back because I wanted to kind of just stay away from the front. I wanted to go to sleep. But the guy, pulled me and dragged me to sit in the front, and I knew in the back of my mind that I would have to stay awake because I was afraid that he was going to call me out. And so he was giving his message, and every single thing that he was talking about, he was relating to me. And I was having goosebumps because it felt like as if the message was directly towards me. And so at the end of his message, he made an appeal. Does anybody here want to give their heart to God? And in December of 2006, I was able to give my heart to God. And then he started training me with Bible studies. And the group of people that were there was called Finished Work Ministries. And it was just such a blessing to attend that thing. It was something that I've been seeing, something that was really spectacular.
Yeah, so that's it. And what made you decide to be a part of this GYC since your first time?
The way I looked at it is that it feels that just seeing more young people come to GYC, trying to see young people being inspired to do God's work, it's really a blessing. You go to GYC events, you meet people, you talk to different students, as well as make new friends, and you just see how we all have this common goal to see Jesus come back. And it's just reviving, encouraging one another to come to this event.
Next question. What is your personal message to young people?
Personal message to young people is, really do God's work. Take part in this movement of young people trying to hasten the coming of Christ, and just seeing people being inspired to do God's work is such a blessing. And I would love to encourage young people to take part in any way they can to share, what God has done for them in their life.
Another question: as a student nurse, how could you minister using your profession?
As a student nurse, as a student nurse, you can always do many different things, especially having to heal people in physically, because Jesus spent more time healing than preaching. And when people are open to when you meet the people's physical needs, they're more open to their spiritual needs. And being a nurse and in the medical profession, you have that diversity in reaching different types of people.
So what is your special message to the nurses out there?
Is that being a nurse is another tool to hasten God's coming, because you can reach people, and otherwise they couldn't be reached if they were just having just preaching. And being a medical missionary nurse, you can really heal people physically and be at the same time touch their spiritual needs.
Yeah, because a lot of nurses right now doesn't have the same motivation. So the last one is, how do you find your stay here in the Philippines?
It has been a blessing just to be back here, seeing the nature and the weather. It's really nice. Making new friends, building new relationships, just getting to know each and every one of the students here has been a blessing and encouragement to my soul.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Is that all right?
Yes.
We'll do more.